answering multiple phone lines, dealing with multiple agencies like utilities, animal control, our units, Aquia Harbor Police Department. So it's very few and far between that we're slow. It gets more and more added to us every day. It used to be that we had like 2 screens and that was it. And now we have 7 screens that we each deal with on a daily basis, plus other systems that we have to monitor as well.
I mean, when I first started here, there was, maybe 4 people working at a time, and it's grown to the point where we try to have about 8 people here working, so it's almost doubled in size from, when I started a few years ago. No, we stay pretty busy, especially over here on the Sheriff's Office radio. I mean, we've got, depending on the day, we've got somewhere between 50 and, 100 people out on the road or doing various activities, plus, all the calls that we're taking, anything from 911 calls to non-emergency numbers. I've been here going on almost 8 years now.
We built this room so that the dispatchers would have a place to decompress. One of the things that I've been most proud of being in ECC for the last couple of months was, the dedication they have to what they're doing and the passion they have for helping people. So we built this room as a place for them to come, sit, decompress, and to be able to just work out whatever emotions they have over the call they just experienced. We had an experience a couple of months ago where, it was very well noted about the shootout in Interstate. So, the dispatchers heard the call. They heard, shots fired, I'm hit, there's a trooper in a gunfight, and all these things they're dealing with from behind the radio. And they went to work. They were passionate. They were on the ball. They were helping. They wanted to make sure that deputy and those troopers went home. But afterwards, we like to make sure they have a place where they can deal with what happens, because they don't get the same closure that, the deputies on the street get. They don't see the end. They don't see what happens. So they have to have a place to come and decompress. So we built this room where they can come, sit quietly, turn the lights off, turn the TV on for a minute. We've got, the sounds of the ocean or, smells that they can sit here and they can gather themselves up and become, a person again. And it can deal with whatever emotions that they're going through, and we can give them a place where they're not being judged, they're not being watched. They feel like they can just deal with whatever they've gone through at that moment, and then go back to the radio and be successful. So this is kind of a great environment for them to be able to heal and then get back to work if they choose to.
And it shows what we just take it for granted. We take that, we call the police, and hopefully the calls that we all make are the routine calls, but they don't always get the routine calls.
No, it's a saying that we deal with people on their very worst days during their very worst experiences. Yeah. So when we're on the side of this radio, we're not on the street. We don't get to see, the person back to life or the child found, or however hopefully the positive outcome is. So they're going to the next phone call because the community doesn't stop because we've had a tragedy. So this just gives them some place to understand and to cope and to help move on, because after a while, this job, even on this side of the radio, this it's very important, it's very stressful, and they have to be able to deal with everything that happens in 12 hours. So this is just kind of a place they can do that.
You have an interesting perspective on this, because now you're looking at it from this side, and you've been on the other side too, needing to get information that they give you.
Right. Well, being on this side has been a humbling experience for me. It's been very humbling. When you work on the street and you're saying, why won't they just do what I ask? On this side, you see everything they're doing. You see, 4 people trying to handle 50 deputies at a time, every one of their requests. You realize that, the 144,000 people of Stafford County who call in here, they're dealing with them too. They're dealing with the fire department. They're dealing with utilities. Everyone who needs answers, if someone else is closed, they call us, and they're dealing with that. So as important as I thought that my requests were on the road, I'm realizing that, we may have had a wrong perspective of that. So it's been a great experience. It's a humbling experience, and I don't think I've been more proud of a group of people accomplishing something that I have of the people up here at ECC. I mean, they're remarkable. And this week being National Telecommunicators Week, it's really, for me, it's a great time to be able to say thank you to them for the 14 years of chaos I've put them through, and to kind of just tell them that we appreciate what they do. We want the community to know everything that they do, and that, you know, they are some of the most underappreciated people, you know, that are working in this office, and we really do thank them and care about them. But it's good to finally, you know, on this side to be able to say, oh my goodness, you know, I may have been wrong, and thank you for what you all do, and what, you know, so now they're a part of, you know, me and growing. So I thank them for that.